What's going on, guys? Welcome to a new video. So today is August 20th. It's about 4 a.m. I just woke up, have a big, not a big, but a decent track speed session today. But anyways, as many of you know, this is my peak week. And because it is my peak week, I do want to simulate it just like race week. So I am gonna do a 3-day carb load. And I know many people have a lot of questions on what is a carb load, how do I carb load? So I'm just gonna take you guys along on how I carb load, the way I will do it for marathon day or marathon week. So it's gonna be a 3-day carb load. So it's gonna be today, Wednesday, tomorrow, Thursday, and then Friday. And I'm just gonna take you guys along pretty much everything that I freaking eat. It's gonna be a lot of food. So let's get it. But before anything, we do gotta get these pull-ups. So let's. Before anything, you do need, or I highly suggest for you to get a food scale. So one of these. And the reason I mentioned that is because that's the way you're gonna actually get or measure your food and your carbs, because I didn't know that before. I was just going based on how I felt, which sometimes it works, but it's not gonna give you the accurate numbers that you need, especially if you're trying to perform in a marathon or in a workout. So yeah, let me show you how many carbs I get for my pre-run, especially for big workouts like this. So when I do carb load, I do like to start as early as possible. So obviously I have a workout today, so I woke up at 4. But if anything, like try and wake up and start having food around 5 a.m. just so like that you're able to get them in throughout the day and eat as much at night and then feel more full. So I am gonna start off with some oatmeal. Usually that's how I start, and then the way you look at it is you look at the calories. So you see it's 40 grams. That's gonna give you about 27 grams right there of carbs and 150 calories. So you go here. So you go here, boom, 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 boom. So I'm gonna actually do 50 today. 50 grams, because that will work there. Boom. So I am using my FitnessPal to track everything. So you go here, log food. Alright, you're gonna go here, you're gonna type in whatever you have. So I put Quaker roll oats, and as you can see here, I'm gonna put 50 grams. And then that's gonna give me what we just had. And we're gonna make this breakfast. And you add it. Next thing we're gonna add some blueberries. So grab this. Usually they're like 80 grams. A little bit more. Boom, 80 grams. Go here. Gives me 11 grams right there of carbs. Boom. Also got this trail mix. It says here that 30 grams. It's gonna give me 22 grams of carbs. So we're gonna go here. And make sure we're able to get. Excuse the dishes, I haven't done it, sorry. That's about, I'll put 40 grams and then I'll add that here as well. So yeah, this is meal 1 or pre-workout before my run, you can say. So this all together had about 62 grams of carbs. That's a good start. The goal is to hit 500 before the night or for the day. Let's go. I was eating a quarter of a bar of protein that I had yesterday. She gave me another 5 grams of carbs. So I'll put it here, how many carbs it has, and then have a scoop of G1M here, sipping it on the way there. Just another like 20 grams, I think. But yeah, I put how many carbs this has and how much I'll have after that. So yeah, I'm going to this new park that someone told me about just to simulate race day. It's a 3-mile loop in the park. So let's see how it goes. Let's go. All right, just finished my workout here on Wednesday. This is what the Texas C does. This is what I was talking to you guys about. I'll show you guys the socks. Texas humidity, Texas heat for you right there. Yeah, great workout. I think I know the first part. Second part was a bit rough. I think just the legs were getting really fatigued, but happy that I'm able to still put that effort with that many miles in my legs. So peak week, gonna go grab some Dunkin' Donuts because that's what I do after my big sessions like this on Wednesday. So show you guys what I get. All right, so stop by Dunkin' Donuts and this is what I got. So I got 2 avocado toast and an order of hash brown. So avocado toast. I already ate one on the way here because I was so hungry, and I also devoured the hash browns. But let me show you guys the macros of how much each has and then where we're at right now. So again, I'll go to my Fitness Pal, add it. So let's see here, Dunkin' Donuts. Avocado toast right there. So we're gonna put 2 pieces. That's about 480 calories and 60 grams of carbs. You can add that. And then the hash browns. 6 pieces, 110 calories and 30 grams of carbs. So we're gonna add that. And total we are at, we're looking at it, 179 grams of carbs, 30 grams of protein, 44 grams of fat, and overall we're at 1,151 of calories. We got almost 350 more to go. Yeah, we got a lot of carbs left, so let's eat up. So this is why food scale is very important. So I have 212 grams of eggs here. And yeah, that's gonna be semi-breakfast right now. Well, I already had a big ass breakfast with those avocado toasts, but yeah, and then I have bagels right here getting cooked up, or at least toasted for the meal. And I'm gonna add some rice as well to this, and I'll show you guys the full meal after we're done. Let's go. All right, everyone. So this is breakfast so we can say. So again, we have the eggs, some broccoli, some carrots, some rice, which is about 40 grams of carbs, a plain bagel, which is 55 grams of carbs, and this is where we're at right now. So it is 10:15 a.m. and we're already at 328 grams of carbs, 98 grams of protein, and 78 grams of fat. So we're pretty much 150 grams left of carbs. We're probably gonna even hit maybe 550, maybe even 600. Just because we really want to top off that glycogen. But yeah, this is pretty much how fueling should be. I'm just trying to assimilate as much as I can for race day and getting used to my stomach to digest all this food, and yeah, as early as possible. And it's good because you're able to eat a lot, but it does get heavy after a while. But happy, it's still early. Like that, we're able to get that done before 5-6 p.m. and that would let the body digest. So let's eat up, and yeah, the meal looks good to go. Now I'm eating like a small snack. So usually for my snacks, I love to get on these, which are the chocolate rice cakes. They're so good. But if you look at the macros, you got about, I ripped the bag, but essentially one serving has about 12 grams of carbohydrates. So usually eat about one, had one in the morning already. So I'm gonna eat one right now as well. And that should be around 24 grams of carbs. But I'm gonna have another one later in the afternoon. But yeah, just like something quick, just to get more carbs in. They're not as heavy to digest, so that's why I love them. So yeah, highly recommend these rice cakes, chocolate flavor. Let's go. Now it is 12:30, and we are gonna do some lunch or snack. I'll consider this lunch. I don't know about snack, but got Okyos 000. 15 grams of protein, 90 calories. But how I'm getting my carbs is pretty much, I got about 75 grams of blueberries, and then I got the trail mix here, which is this. So like I mentioned in the morning, 30 grams of this gives me about 22 grams of carbs, and I have 60, so that's about 44 grams of carbs right there. So we are about, yeah, we're about 390 grams of carbs already. So get another 120 left. Feel good for day one, but we're probably gonna hit around 550. So let's eat up. Let's go. Loki. As a snack or lunch, it's really good. You're able to digest it really fast too. And don't speak when you eat. Okay, so I've been eating, I think I'm around 430 grams of carbs. And the reasons for is this. So this is the hack right here. The trail mix. I'm telling you guys, I showed you guys the macros earlier, but I'll show you again. Look at that. 22 grams of carbs. Add some calories, yes, but man, you could just snack it away. And that's what I've been doing. I've just been snacking it throughout the day. If you see that bag, I'm pretty much 3/4 of the way down. Yeah, just because you could just snack it. It's really good. So I'm gonna probably get another one for tomorrow just to keep snacking on these carbs. So I had to make a quick stop because it was close by. So this bakery is from my country, Guatemala. It's called San Martin here in Dallas. And dude, they got some really good pastries. So my favorite of all time is called the Napoleon. So it's this one right there. And then I got like 2 little extra ones. I can't see it. But yeah, favorite one. Man, this is what I love about carb loading days. You can just kind of eat, do like treat yourself a little bit to some pastries. So if I can eat half of that today for the night, just to kind of make up the carbs. But yeah, gonna go home now and eat my last dinner, and then some snacks. Let's go. I just cooked dinner, so let me show you what I'm having. So I have some leftover ground beef that I did yesterday, which is about 150 grams, which is about 31 grams of protein. I have some broccoli, some rice, of course, and some avocado. You always have to have your avocado. And this meal came out to be at 614 calories. And for the day, we're at 474 grams of carbs, 197 grams of protein, and 129 grams of fats. So yeah, that's pretty much the dinner for today. Also, another important thing that I did want to mention, especially if you're training for a race in the summer, you want to make sure that you're taking in enough electrolytes. That's one of the big reasons why people cramp up so much. A lot of people ask me like, how do you not cramp? How are you able to, long distances? And that's because electrolytes are super important. People neglect that. That's why I mentioned I'm using this one right now, Raw Replenish. It's about 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Always find something that has a lot more. So we'll put about a scoop and maybe a little bit more. So like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, I tend to have between 4,000 to 45 grams, even to 5,000 milligrams of sodium a day. It's important, especially if you're running, whether it's a couple miles, a lot of miles, and you sweat a lot, especially in the summer. You do not want to dehydrate, and it's super, super important. So don't forget your electrolytes. It's about to be 8 p.m. and I'm trying to finalize these carbs. So there's one last thing that we have to do to be able to hit that. And you guessed it. Cereal. It's the best thing, probably the key thing, the secret to hitting your carbs. So gonna probably do 2 serves of this, my favorite, Frosted Flakes. I wash the dishes, I promise, I wash the dishes. So let's get these servings in. So we got 37 grams, let's see there, gives us about 33 grams of carbs. So 37 plus 37, I don't know how to do math. So we're just gonna do 80 grams, hopefully see what we get right now. And we got the food scale here as well. Got some almond milk. Be honest, do you usually put the cereal first or the milk first? That's a trigger question. Let's see what the comments say. Let's see how much we're able to get here. 80 grams. 16. Oh. 26. 80. Let's go. On the money shot. So 80 grams. So we're gonna come to our Fitness Pal. And we're gonna put, it's already there, we're gonna put two servings. So that's 260 grams. Gives us about 66 grams of carbs as well. We're gonna add it. And I believe we're at 558. So we got another 42 grams. Let's see where we find that. But let's first eat this cereal. All right, the moment that I've been waiting for, that I've been dreaming of the whole day. So I'm still 40 grams or 42 grams short of carbs. So as you guys can see, got the Napoleon right now. What about it dig in? So I'm probably gonna eat half today, half tomorrow, but yeah, this has been like my favorite. So freaking good. I love me a carb day. So I was checking online. I tried to check through I guess the restaurant's website to see if they have macros. They didn't, so I just asked ChatGPT. So it says it has about like the whole thing about like 60 grams. So if I eat half, it's 30. So if I eat 3/4, that's gonna be 40. It's exactly what I need. So I'm gonna do that. I'm probably just gonna eat half, and then I'm probably gonna eat a banana to just go over that 600 mark. So yeah, but a pastry to end the night, what? Can't go wrong, man. Love me a pastry at night. So I'm gonna go with the Bauer, my Napoli right now, and catch you guys later tonight, because I'm gonna probably fall asleep after this. Crash out. Let's go. I got 13 miles tomorrow. So see you guys to end the video correctly. So probably just watch me stuff my face with a lot of food right now, but pretty much I wanted to go on what is a carb load. I know a lot of people have a question on that. I had a question when I first started learning about it, so let me just kind of give you a brief breakdown. Before anything, I am not a dietitian or a nutritionist, so all this info that I'm sharing is just based on my own experience, and pretty much we asked ChatGPT. So shout out to ChatGPT about this info, because again, I wanted to explain it to the best of my ability. So pretty much what a carb load is your muscle stores energy from carbohydrates in the form of glycogen. Normally, you only have enough for about 90 minutes of running before you start feeling tired or hitting the wall. By eating a lot of carbs in the days before your race, you can pack extra glycogen into your muscles. That gives you more energy on race day, so you can run longer and stronger before you fatigue sets in. So think of it like topping off a gas tank before a road trip. So the way I learned it is pretty much we're gonna use ourselves as a car, right? So we're gonna be a car and we're gonna take a road trip from point A to point B. In order to take that road trip, we gotta fill our fuel tank with a lot of gas, right? Because we don't wanna go in the middle of the road trip and get stuck halfway there, and now we gotta call a 911 number for them to bring us gas and not make it to our destination or get there late. So the same thing is for your race, right? The same thing is for carb loading. You wanna make sure that your glycogen, all those glycogen stores, are fueled up, and you even go more than you want to, just so like that you're able to not bonk or hit the wall at mile 18, mile 20, like many people do. Another good rule of thumb is for you to know like how many carbs you need or what your carb load day should look like, is you wanna grab your weight and you wanna times that by 4. So 4 grams of carbs. So for me, I am 138 pounds. If I times that by 4, I'm supposed to be eating around 552 grams of carbs. Of course, you don't have to hit that exact number. If anything, you might want to go a little bit more, just so like that you go over that carb load, you overfuel, right? Because it's never, I don't think there's ever something as overfueling. If anything, it's always underfueling, right? So you always want to overfuel. So if you want to go a little bit more, you can. And so let me just kind of go on a brief breakdown of how my week went. So today is Monday, and I waited until today because I wanted to pretty much do my full 3-day carb load and then just summarize it today of how many carbs I actually had during those 3 days, just so like that I can give you an idea of what the fueling looked like, right? So Wednesday, August 28th, I had 608 grams of carbs, 200 grams of protein, and 147 grams of fats. I'm gonna put all the info right here. So that was Wednesday. Thursday, I had 634 grams of carbohydrates. That's a lot of carbs. And by that day, I was already feeling the blowness, the stuffness in my stomach. But I knew it was important because 1, I was running more, and 2, I just know that like this is how the body's supposed to feel, and allow my body to learn to digest all that food. So when race becomes, I don't, get or catch a bad stomach virus again. And then Friday, I had 380 grams of carbs. So the way I did it, and maybe this is a smart way or not, I don't know. But one thing I learned is, so usually on race day or that specific day, which was Saturday, my long run marathon peak workout, was that I didn't want to feel super stuffed. So Wednesday and Thursday, I overdid my carbs. That's why it was supposed to be 550, but I went around like 610 to 650 grams of carbs those 2 days. So that was Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, I cut down to 380, just so like that, when Saturday comes, I don't feel really bloated. If anything, it just levels out throughout those 3 days. And then Saturday, I had another 100 grams of carbs. Now, the fueling went great. I think I felt amazing. I didn't feel underfueled. If anything, I felt overfueled. Now, the workout itself, it went great, but the last 2 miles, it was just more of a mental battle. And I think one, it was because the sun was starting to come out. And two, I didn't realize that that loop that I was doing, that I went to, it had more elevation than the usual route that I take. So I think that played a factor in that. So I think that was a couple of the reasons. But overall, I think the fueling went as I wanted it to go. Now, I did want to point this out. So the big mistake that I was doing before when I would Carbload is I'll just stuff my face with whatever kind of food I found, right? So whether it was French toast, waffles, French fries, just anything. Because I was like, I just need food. And part of it is true on that, right? You just want to get a lot of food in there. But this time around, I became very strategic on what I was eating, right? I wasn't eating a lot of greasy foods. I wasn't eating out a lot. Everything was, most of it, home cooked, as you guys saw, or whether it was cereal or whether it was ground beef, eggs, right? And the reason is because, yes, you want to have and you want to eat a lot of food and you want to get carbs, but you want to get good sources of carbs, right? You don't want to just get a bunch of French fries and a bunch of burgers because it just has a lot of more grease that you don't need, and your body might not digest it well. Especially eating a lot more food, like you want to make sure that your stomach, your body, digests the food well, so you don't have stomach issues. Yes, when you are going to be carb loading, you are going to feel bloated, you are going to feel very full, and that's okay. Like, this is okay because you're fueling for an event, you're fueling for a race. So that's one thing that I had to learn within myself, because I sometimes have a very bad image of myself in terms of how I look, my weight, right? So it's being and learning okay to be okay with, hey, like, it's okay to feel full. I am fueling for a race, I am fueling for an event. So I do hope you guys enjoy this video of me just stuffing food into my face and being so up close to you guys. But yeah, it's something that I wish I learned before, but I'm happy that I'm learning this throughout the process, and I'm just sharing with you guys everything I'm learning. Always grateful if you watched till the end of the video. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe, you like the button. We're chasing that 245. We are basically 2 weeks out from today, and more than happy, more excited to go get that PR. So appreciate you guys watching. As always, Se Puede, and catch you guys on the next video. Peace.